Welcome back, you piece of shit. Welcome back to the Videodrome. The cave of mystery. The multitude of madness. The hairline of halcyon days. The four boys are back, who you love the most. We kiss, we dance, we piss our pants. That's right, baby. It's... Buried.
Excellent.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I like that you held your phone next to the microphone. We could have just had it that.
We just added it in post.
Yeah. We could add it in post.
Well, how about I add a different song?
But that
on top of that
yeah,
song.
That wouldn't be very buried of us.
Twice
also,
the song
yeah.
means twice the good.
The Buried Podcast is the type of place where I'm going to play a YouTube video over my phone into the microphone.
That's the kind of place we're at right now.
In fact, I am going to do that today.
You know,
Guys,
ever since all of our CDs broke out here in the Lithuanian jungle.
ever since every single one of my Fire mixtape, I only had to write one song, and it skyrocketed to the very top. It was called Moo Moo Vama Juju.
Ooh, Moo Moo. I remember Moo Moo Vama Juju.
That's a little bit derivative of...
Let's hear a sample for Moo Moo Vama Juju.
You want to hear a sample?
I only got my cassette player.
Let's put it in.
Editors know. Put a cassette player sound effect.
I can get one of my phone and play it in the
No.
microphone.
Okay.
My name's Uma Mama Juju in the Lithuanian jungle. I can't keep a beat. I can't keep a sheet. Fuck.
And I'm your daughter.
That's the song, baby. There we go.
Wow, let me just take this out of the DVD
I didn't
player.
hear any moo moo in there whatsoever.
That's the
Mama
twist.
Juju.
That's
That's the twist. You actually know.
Yeah.
Guys, it's been a whole year. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Has it
When was-
been?
Well, yeah. I'm kind of looking up the data when the last one we actually released was.
Yeah.
I think, Buried 20. I don't know if this is 25 or 26. I haven't.
11
I haven't
months
gotten
ago.
Vespucci to edit the last.
We have
last
not
couple.
gotten Vespucci.
Actually, we've actually recorded over 200 Buried episodes.
Yeah, the last episode was uploaded on July 19th, 2020.
Holy shit, we are literally less than a month away from that.
Wow,
So,
that's pretty nuts. I'll get Vespucci to wait until July 19th
Yeah.
then.
Remember when the pandemic hit and we were like, guys, this is our time to do Buried.
Oh, I
This
remember
is
that.
where Barry will thrive. No, but then 4 coconuts fell out of a tree, and then we forgot that we do Barry. We
yeah.
forgot
We
like
did
11
Barry.
months.
And
We just found this microphone. We're like, oh, the podcast!
We're like, Stormy's guys are probably so angry. Cloudy's guys, dang, I fucked the noise.
no,
Sorry,
I fucked
Cloudy.
it up. Storm fan.
Yeah, sorry, Cloudy. It's
Yeah, believe it
fine.
or not, the remote Lithuanian jungle that we were in was not incredibly affected by the pandemic. So
Yeah.
we are actually super, super busy.
Yeah.
You know, building shelters.
Good thing we decided to move up to this hype house together.
Hype house.
Welcome to the Buried Hype House.
That's why we moved here, the Buried Hype House. Also, we haven't even introduced ourselves yet.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh, I forgot that I usually.
I
do
can't
an
believe the
intro.
rainforest music.
Oh my
doesn't
gosh,
go
I
over
usually
this
do
whole
an
thing.
intro for this
Yeah,
fucking
well,
show.
yeah, well, let's do it.
Oh
Yeah, do you
yeah, we
remember
should
it?
make it remember it. Yeah, let's see. Fucking
Dude,
weird.
I haven't.
All right. Hello everyone, welcome to the Buried Podcast. This is a show where we go into the internet jungle and bring back hidden gems of lore to the public seeing eye.
Oh, I'm smitten.
As always, I am Declan Grogan, and with me is Dylan Ward,
Hey, I'm here too.
Jimmy Brown,
There's a bunch of paintings in front of me, and I can't tell which one I made.
and Liam Mann.
This is your favorite weekly show. It's just that we go by Lithuanian weeks.
Oh gosh, I'm really worried that I say Jimmy's name first and then Dylan's. I always
I
say
think
yours
it's
last.
Dylan's first.
I thought it was Jimmy first.
Maybe it was mine first.
All I know is I go last.
In my gut, I pointed to Jimmy because I thought it was going.
I think it is me first
Jimmy
usually.
Brown, Dylan Ward. It's something about Dylan Ward, Jimmy Brown, and Liam Mann's done so much more.
But enough about us. How are you, listeners?
Yeah.
How are you
Tell
guys?
us.
How are you readers?
Yeah, how are you guys?
How are you guys?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of
Whoa.
that's kind of racy, man.
TMI, dude.
Oh, I
You
love that.
said that? You really said that to another human
To
being?
the president of the United
To the
States. You said to the president of the United States.
Abraham
Lincoln.
Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
Guys, if I had a time machine, I would go back in time and I would just write a B on Abraham Lincoln's birth certificate. So it'd be Abraham Lincoln. Do you think he would have been elected president?
No,
if his name was Abraham Lincoln?
I think that's like the equivalent of killing Hitler, and then the future is like changed forever.
Yeah, I just changed his name. I would just add one letter. I changed his name to Shitler, and no one would ever fucking take him seriously.
All right, what do you think is like the minimum amount of thing you can do to Abraham Lincoln, like at any point in his life, that would change the course
The
of history?
minimum amount.
Like, do you think if you went back in time and he's like chopping logs and you just gave him a quarter, like he would just like not become president?
Oh boy!
Yeah, like he's like a quarter. I can start a business with this, and he becomes a businessman instead of a
You
politician.
go up to Abraham Lincoln and you give him the idea of bowling, and he instead becomes the first professional bowler who's created the entire concept behind the thing. And he's really remembered and well beloved for inventing bowling, taking it away from, I don't know, what's his name? John Bowler. But,
who the fuck invented bowling, and why is that an invention you're allowed to say that you invented? I put 10 pins up and I threw a ball at it.
I threw a heavy ball at it.
Rock with the pin.
That game should be called Ugnug. Ugnug the cave. Ugnugging. Because Ugnug the cave invented that one.
I'll tell you what, actually, in the original bowling, they actually balanced the ball on top of their head instead of using the 3 holes.
You're looking at me like a liar.
And then they jump as far forward as they can.
And they'd use their head.
And they go, oh no.
Oh no. Oh, no, but here's my real answer. Okay, so if I have this, go back in time and change something about Abraham Lincoln.
Yes.
Can I use the time machine more than once? Like, can I go back and forth?
Sure, because you seem to.
So what I would do is I would go to the play where John Wilkes Booth shot Abraham Lincoln, and I would find the line that he shot Abraham Lincoln on. You know, like whatever line was being delivered in the play.
Yeah.
And from when he was a baby, I would whisper the line in his ear. Like every once in a while, every like a couple months, I'd come back into his life when he was like, as he grew up.
Yeah.
And I would whisper in his ear. I would whisper the line, and then go ah, and then like honk a horn, and he go. So he's now conditioned that every time he hears it, he like ducks his head and moves out of the way.
Yeah.
So now when like in the play when he hears like, "Thou art more temperate than a summer's day," and then the bullet misses and he doesn't die, and the security guards get John Wilkes Booth,
and it's like the biggest like Christopher Nolan twist. But you'd have to say that every time we say the line, you just smack him upside the head. Ow! Watch out! Watch out! It's gonna be a lot worse when it happens.
You thought that was bad?
Duck. Next time. Duck next time.
Hey, duck.
Hey.
You'll thank me later.
Hey, duck. You gotta do it
that's creative and all, and yeah, maybe it would work, but just like I think I'd just give him a cooler hat.
You could say don't go to the theater that night.
I would give Abraham Lincoln a fedora.
My country.
What if
My union.
But what if that had the opposite effect of like now in the future, like neckbeard, like incels wore top hats?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That'd be lovely.
And they were like, fourscore.
Clicking their wooden teeth.
Fourscore and 7 years ago.
Fourscore and 7 babes ago. Hello, ladies.
I'm the prison.
All the hot guys, like all the hot supermodels, they all wear fedoras. Or fedoras.
I would love if like they were like wore fedoras and then they like in not in the country like wear it out of respect, Jonathan.
I would love nothing more than to see Brad Pitt do like a photo shoot of like a sexy like whatever Brad Pitt photo shoot, but he's just got a fedora. And he's like, chest. He's like, I just did. I keep doing
visual bits,
but I realize this is a goddamn podcast.
Yeah.
Fucking
No, our readers unfortunately cannot see that.
The little
unless,
except for Brinkle. Yeah, I literally Brinkle. I'm pointing at you right now.
You can see
you're watching
Brinkle.
us. Stop it.
What does Brinkle fucking do?
Fucking Brinkle, man.
Brinkle.
If you actually look at the top right corner of your screen right now, you can see Liam point.
No.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna start editing little images in the thing.
Maybe.
We're gonna start turning this into a visual podcast.
You know how people like on YouTube will do like they just film themselves in the
Yeah.
podcast, they post that up. We should do the next Jason thing where it's just still images of shit. Like we don't actually show any like video. It's just like we edit in pictures of everything I've been talking about.
Yeah.
Very
detailed animatic. Actually, we keep the animatics that we make of ourselves to ourselves, and we don't show.
We actually mocap all these episodes.
All the episodes.
We're all in mocap suits.
But yeah, you'll wear your mocap suit, but why am I the only one that doesn't get one whenever we film it? I'm butt-ass naked whenever we mocap.
We can only afford 3.
Well, and no, Dylan, it's because your skin tone. Because of your skin tone, it actually works as a green screen. Because you're a green little goblin.
Okay, ever since I got bitten in the jungle and got the jungle bite virus,
you got gangrene.
And I turned green.
That's it. We didn't have COVID-19, but we did have gangrene.
A lot of gangrene.
Believe it or not, there was
Cotangle.
actually some reports of COVID-19 starting to drift in through the jungle, but believe it or not, Cotangle shrank himself to the size of a molecule and ate them all individually.
God, what a brave
and
little soldier.
unfortunately, Cotangle has passed away. Yeah. It's been about 7 months. We're still kind of recovering.
His dead body's still stapled to Vespucci.
The local birds are incredibly happy for his
Yeah,
absence.
that's true.
You know?
Oh, Vespucci. No, I don't want to see COVID-19 on a petri dish. Oh no, you don't have to rub it on my face. Oh, Vespucci.
No, Vespucci, you're fine.
No, you can just move that out here.
Vespucci, you smell terrible. The dead body's decomposing on your face.
Where did he get that petri dish?
I don't know.
He keeps
Not exactly
rubbing
sure.
on things, and I'm fucking afraid to touch things.
Cause he's like he wants to give it COVID-19, and I don't know why. Like Cotingo ate it all. Where'd he get it?
Okay. Also, I heard him on the phone the other day, and he was talking about COVID-20.
The newest one.
I was like, what the? Does he know
That
something?
model isn't even out yet.
I think we need to talk about something, like some topics.
There we go.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my fucking, what is it? I
Nuggets.
forget about
Nuggets,
Nuggets,
bro.
dude.
I hope Nuggets never comes back.
Well, I
Nuggets.
forgot about it until you reminded me.
There was
so
a lot of
now-
layers to this podcast that I
I
do not
know
remember.
we've just been talking for a while.
Yeah, we really have.
But that's isn't that just what a podcast is?
That's what a podcast
it
is.
evolves, like Darwin said.
Yeah, but our paying customers are going to be disappointed, so I don't know about you.
That is.
If you're paying, you deserve to be.
Hey,
ripped off.
hey, Patreon guys, we're so sorry we took 11 months of your paycheck. We're so sorry.
So sorry.
We're so
But those
sorry.
11 months of Patreon donations have been really worth
Really
it
helpful,
for us.
guys. We're so sorry.
All right, who wants?
Yeah, who wants to go
I was
first?
going first.
Mine's kind of weak, so I can start. I also
Okay.
so we last recorded 24 a year ago, 11 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and when we left that recording studio, I was thinking, ooh, when we got there, I'm gonna do this topic or the topic that I did, and so I've had a backup topic all these months. And I remember getting really excited when I saw it, and I wanted to show you guys.
Wait, so you knew about this because you showed me a little about this one.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta talk to you later about that because it's crazy.
Uh-oh.
Well, let's talk about it here on
Yeah,
this
well,
because
play
like,
first. We're not gonna.
well, yeah, we won't play the actual video. I'll describe it. It's called The Champagne Taste by Vore. And it's like a really high quality
Did somebody say
video.
Vore?
Jimmy under his breath Vore. Yeah, it's like it's got this older gentleman. He's got a mole on his face. He has slicked back hair, a bow tie, a suit, and the idea of this is sort of like a music video of him drinking champagne and then driving a car.
This is like a real life person. This isn't a cartoon.
This is a real life
man.
person.
Like
He's
human
standing in front of the
being.
camera and he's got long flowing hair that goes behind his head.
Yeah.
And to show that he's in a moving car because he's in front of a green screen, they have like a fan on him and his hair's blowing behind him and he's always looking forward, like as if he's like looking down the road while holding this glass of champagne and occasionally taking sips from it. And the music is absurd. It makes no sense. It's got like weird little like techno noises over it. And
You have to play a little bit. You
Yeah,
have to
we
play a
have to play it.
little bit.
a little
Put it
bit.
near the microphone.
Put it in the friggin'
Unless you want to
microphone.
edit it later.
89 miles per hour. His whole road, wearing his tuxedo, very sharp. There was a party at the hotel downtown Chicago. This is my town.
Wait, what did he say? This is
Check.
my town.
This is my
Welcome,
town.
guys. My Town season 2.
My Town season
coming
2.
out next week.
Next Monday.
Is it really?
It is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is next Monday. It's
Isn't
the first
that crazy?
episode.
Yeah.
But I doubt this is gonna
I
come out in,
digress, yeah.
3 weeks. I was like, oh, I'm so excited for the next week. And it's like already happening.
When are we listening to that?
For our local My Town listeners,
Yeah,
of
guys.
which there's probably about 300 million more people who listen to My Town than Barry. We have not finished recording for the season, have we?
No, we have not.
We have not.
Oh, wow.
But yet
Declan.
Declan is going through this.
Don't stress me out.
Can I ask how many Patreon dollars could I give to you to make one of the at least one of the characters in My Town be listening in universe to the Barry podcast?
To the very podcast they mentioned it.
Oh wow!
I require $20. No, I would
Oh
not.
boy!
Yeah, wow.
$20.
I would totally just like chill out and just have them be
Yeah.
but where? All right, you know what actually would take
Tyler,
weekly
have you been
uploads to the
listening
Buried
to-
podcast. You know what it really would take?
That would
Weekly-
require the Buried podcast to actually be a thing.
to release weekly. I just put it on
I could do,
Spotify.
honestly, we need to.
I would do. All right, if we do weekly things to this, I will make a character in My Town go. Sorry, what was that? I was listening to the Buried podcast, a podcast where 4 friends talk about internet culture, and he's like chilling out in the middle of one of the episodes.
That would make my day.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, because I know we get like 1,000 people.
Anyway, going back to the video.
Yeah, you 4.
Sorry, I love those it's kind of reminds me of like those Tim and Eric sketches.
Yeah.
Or like I love seeing like these videos of like these like older people on the internet making like very very like surrealist content, and you have to like realize like. Did they make this genuinely and it just so happens to be really weird? Or are they these fucking like comedic geniuses who just did this really weird, stupid thing and they're actually like really ahead of their time and they like get this like weird like Gen Z fucking like
I have no idea.
I actually
like the degree of
have an answer.
self-awareness.
Do you?
I know way too much about this video.
What?
I know a lot about this video because first of all, it's bad to me that you knew about this a year ago because I didn't learn about it till in fall. After having a few drinks with a few friends, my buddy put this video on, and he was like, "My mom dances to this song unironically," and like we'll be like, "Oh," and I showed it to all my family, and they loved it, and I went really deep into the video and figured out who they are. Vore is a comedy band where they make these songs. They have like a bunch of them, and then this random guy's a friend they met who like came into one of the studios and was like, "I had a friend who like once actually drank champagne." He tells a real story about a friend he knew who got drunk on champagne, had a crack rock in his throat. He like swallowed crack and was like driving down Lakeshore Drive, losing his mind, and then got pulled over by the cops and like got out of it. And they said, "Can you just like tell that story on top of this funky beat we made?"
That's like a. Never mind. I was gonna make a reference to another like podcast, like to someone else's joke.
We just start ripping jokes.
Not ripping a joke, but you watch like the Oni plays. You see the one where they play like the Newgrounds games.
Yeah.
See the one where like it's like the one where like they're playing the flash game about being like pulled over by the cop and you like try to talk your way out of it.
Yeah.
And like the way you ultimately do it is like you cry in front of the officer. If you were pulled over and you knew you had a crack rock in your system, what would be your
What's your move?
What's your strat to get out of it?
I don't know.
To at least just get home.
To get home out of that, I would just be like, "I have a crack rock, officer. I'm sorry."
Excuse me, sir. Yeah, thank you for your honesty. Now please step out of the car.
Step out of the car. You're going to jail.
I would say.
Excuse me, sir. Can I have some water? I have crack in my throat.
I'd say my friend Declan gave me some crack.
And put it, forced
it down my throat.
In my throat.
Here's a strategy. I was gonna say I've always wanted to try it, but the truth is I've never wanted to try it. I hope I've never. But
look over there.
I'm very tempted to like because I want to see like the efficacy of it. So it's like a green text story of like for what to do if you get caught. And you're swerving and you get pulled over. Yeah. What you do is you pull a knife or a sharp object and you stab yourself in the belly. And when the cop comes, you're like, "I was stabbed. I need to go to the hospital right now."
Who do you say stabbed you?
It doesn't matter. You just say you come up with that later. Like you just say some homeless guy stabbed me. I got in my car and I need to.
I was trying to drive the hospital.
I have no idea what's going. And even if you are drunk, you'd be like, "I was drunk, but I just needed to. I needed to go.
I needed to go."
What
if the cop said, "Well, you were
stabbed between heels.
Well, you were speeding." You're like bleeding out, and you're like, "This didn't work at all. Now I'm gonna die from stabbing myself."
Well, let me just look through my law book.
How much fucking funnier would it be for the cop who pulls someone over and they see them swerving between the lanes, and then they like put on their headlights and they see the person in their front seat
they just
reach up and grab a knife, hold it above their head, stab it down into their chest, Bushido style.
Fuck!
I mean, I feel like you could get away with that, like, not in the stomach. Like, you could probably get away with it in your leg.
Like, I mean,
right?
you already like sacrifice all the internal like.
Yeah, what I mean is just like a place where it's like I am stabbed and I'm under
duress.
I am in duress.
I'm in duress.
Officer, a dog bit my penis. I have to get to the hospital.
Well, that's actually a good idea because I was like, well, there could be handprints on it. But like, if you got stabbed and the knife was still in you, you'd be grabbing it. You wouldn't like not touch it, and they'd be like, no fingerprints. All right, I can see it working.
Right, honestly, because it's like really like a DUI can mess up your life. So it's like, what do you want? Do you want like
so can a
possible? Yeah, right. So can die from a knife wound. But would you rather take some physical damage or major society?
I'm saying, well, but very reasonably, as if he's a reasonably thinking person. You know, a DUI can really mess up your leg, so you better stab yourself in the leg to get out of it.
I'm just saying, if I was desperate, I was like,
Yeah.
I have 6 pounds of crack in this car.
In my throat.
Oh,
He's like, he's choking on blood. Clearly.
Get him to the hospital! And then you get a police escort to the hospital.
It's perfect.
They don't even think to question
They
you.
get you right in there.
And
I mean,
you just slip out the back door.
Look, let me tell you, DUI gonna mess you up. Stab your leg, you're fine. But the ambulance bill's what's really gonna kill you.
Right. America.
You might as well just leave me on
This
the
is
street
America.
there. This is America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that video though.
That was beautiful.
I strongly suggest. It's hard to explain, but just watch it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't want to describe much more. You got the physical description.
Yeah.
I didn't know that story behind it, but they wrote a little bit about that in the description. So if you
Yeah,
want to read
and he's
about
not
that,
actually
you can.
drinking champagne. He's
Yeah, in
drinking
the video he's drinking sparkling cider, and they say that Marco, the man in it, has never had champagne.
Yeah.
So this is a story.
Wow.
And he's in a whole song about it.
Yeah. So
It's
Univore
kinda
champagne.
fucked up.
I know. It's a little messed up.
What else? What other content did they put out besides like that?
Music.
Other music,
right?
yeah. There's
But
just
So
there's
why
like
is it Univore? Do you know?
I don't know that, but I know that Marco is in a lot. Like
He's
as
in a
soon as
lot
they
of that,
realized this potential, they capitalized
Univore.
on Marco.
Oh, I believe it.
Marco's
Big
a
thing.
huge guy.
Ted Krasinski's brother, the Univore.
All right.
You've been thinking about that one for a while.
Yeah.
So
The
I have
most
a
controversial episode.
I have a topic that is separate. And
Oh, they're coming. I hope.
Stab.
I hope.
Knives.
Whoever, if you're driving this car and you're listening, stab yourself right now.
Stab yourself like
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
my bad.
Police are coming.
Oh,
All right.
baby's going pee pee.
Baby's going
Do you want to do a quick pause?
No.
No, I got go.
We'll see. We can just edit it out.
Yeah, well, we always say that no one ever hits it out.
Well, because sometimes we are funny.
We do
All right,
funny
let's talk shit about this fucker.
all right.
All right, when I was in the first grade and me and him were brothers, we were actually had the same umbilical cord, and he just took it and we played jump rope with the other kids, but he never let me hold the jump rope. And then one day my mom said, "You guys are 12 years old. It's too late to have an umbilical cord," and she cut it with a butcher knife. Isn't that fucked up?
Is that really fucked up, guys? Isn't that really fucked up?
Listeners, isn't that fucked up? What do you remember?
What I remember was when I was brothers with him in second grade.
You were brothers with him too?
I was in brothers only in second grade.
Okay.
I was
Oh,
brothers
yeah, I
in
remember
second
that.
grade. Yeah. Our moms was giving us Play-Doh.
Our moms?
Our moms. It was our moms. It was a nice
Collective.
Yeah. So we're brothers, and our moms came and gave us Play-Doh. And we're playing with it, and he says, "Well, he's like fucked up," and he ate the entire. He didn't take it out of the container. He kept the container, the Play-Doh in the container, and he just like unhinged his jaw and ate the whole container. Is that fucked up?
He's done that 6 times since.
I know.
Dylan, what's your fucked up Jimmy story?
Well, when he was my brother in third grade,
He was your brother too?
he killed our teacher. And he said, Dylan, he got a knife. He held it up to my throat and he said, Dylan, we're in this together, okay? We're attached at the hip through the umbilical cord. I know. We'll get through this. We can't tell anyone. Under no circumstance can we tell anyone that I stabbed Mrs. Waters.
Dylan, you're telling someone right now.
I'm telling so many people right now.
You're telling all 6 viewers.
Yeah.
Cloudy, please.
Cloudy
my life
skies
is in
and
your
all of
hands.
his face.
My
Please,
life
stress,
is in your
please.
hands.
Don't tell Jimmy that we. What is he pooping? Is this guy pooping?
Is this guy taking a poop?
Is he taking a big boat?
We told 3 life stories about you, Jimmy.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
what's going on in there?
I pooped.
Oh, he's pooping.
Oh, he's pooping.
Okay, we'll cut here. We'll cut. Okay.
Yeah, don't
We'll
actually
cut
leave
this.
all this in.
We'll just cut it at the point where it stops being funny.
Oh,
baby's
my
back.
before I had to, but
Hey,
work
Jimmy,
out.
Jimmy.
Sometimes the chocolate chip pancake comes to bite you in the ass.
Jimmy, I think you left your topic back in the toilet there.
Are you about to go to the bathroom,
No,
Dylan?
I'm closing the door so we're
Okay.
not punished.
Alright.
Oh, that
friggin'
makes
God.
sense.
We can't let Vespucci punish us. He doesn't
That's
like
fine.
when
He
the
doesn't
door's
like when
open.
you leave the door.
All right. So I did my topic in the classic
Yeah, you can go next.
old buried fashion. I did it on a Tumblr topic. I'm sure you guys remember
It's the
that.
Tumblr. Wait, here's the Tumblr thing. Ding dong ding dong ding ding
So
Tumblr.
I'm fairly sure I didn't do this topic at any time in the other 24 episodes that we did, but
Yeah.
I did Constable Frozen. And among the people of Tumblr,
Among Us.
POTs,
Sorry.
if you will.
Wait. Isn't it insane that the last episode we do is before Among Us?
Can we?
Oh yeah, it was
Among
before
Us.
The
Among Us.
jokes that have changed.
The jokes that
Many,
changed.
many.
Among Us ran its entire course, and now we're making
Yeah.
a new episode.
We are
Alright.
living in a post Among Us world.
Yeah.
Alright, enough about Among Us. I don't want to give any more time.
Sorry.
Okay,
Stop being sus.
so Constable Frozen was a rather popular blog that was focused on making edits of the characters from Frozen.
Ah.
All right, I don't know exactly where the constable. Maybe he's like the purveyor of the images or something.
Uh-huh.
And this guy, I think we later learned that he was maybe a Japanese man. Who would take these images of Elsa and Anna and all her kooky friends.
Yeah.
Also, including the Tangled series, and this is
It's the same universe.
yeah,
it
it's the
tracks,
same
yeah.
universe and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He would make these edits, and they'd all be cutesy of like, oh, Olaf, but he's made of ice cream, and then he's like, wow, we're gonna take a few bites of Olaf, right? And it's like, oh, that's the joke. It's a comic.
Yeah.
Or Rapunzel accidentally tangles up Flynn Rider, and has to eat chocolate or something.
I'm a little worried.
And so this was completely innocent.
Okay,
for
alright.
Almost the entire existence of Constable Frozen up until that point, when unfortunately a day came
Oh no.
where, and this is where the phrase comes from. To my knowledge, I'm not exactly sure, but I remember it popped up and people started using it right then. Was Constable Frozen became horny on Maine. I'm not sure if you guys know that phrase.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is the origin of that phrase.
Horny on Maine.
Constable Frozen posted a series of 2 images from Tangled, where one of the characters in the Tangled TV show, I can't remember what her name is, has Flynn Rider and Rapunzel tied up with ball gags and like leather and all that kind of stuff, and another one where Rapunzel's tangling her right back up, and people were understandably surprised because this was a very innocent, like just random.
For like years of just
We went
innocent.
from
Goofy
ice
little
cream
comment.
Olaf to BDSM.
And so people
real fast.
realized, well, maybe we should look at this guy's other stuff. And a slow realization set in
Yeah,
on all the
yeah.
residents of people who had been watching
Uh-huh.
that almost all of this guy's stuff was kind of secretly kink art. There was
no.
a disturbing
eating,
amount.
Eating Olaf. The moment you said eating Olaf, I was like, this is gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I knew
yeah.
it was gonna be Vore.
Yeah, it's always Vore, isn't it? Even Univore.
Vore said podcast.
Yeah, so this recontextualized knowledge, they looked back and saw, dozens and dozens of, like, Elsa eating Olaf, or, like, Anna, like, making chocolate out of, Elsa.
Us rewatching
Frozen.
anything made by Dan Schneider. Like, going
Yeah,
back and like,
jeez.
oh shit, wait.
Lots and lots of, like, tangled up kind of stuff. And so that's where the phrase horny on Maine comes from, to my knowledge.
Wow.
Because this random guy on Tumblr started,
It's like I want to know how many posts he made before people started realizing like this is kind of kink
literally
shit.
years of content.
Oh my gosh.
And it was all like, supposed to be kid friendly. There was, plenty of like children and all that kind of stuff
Okay.
following and all that.
Because I was about to say, what if Constable Frozen just like if the entire time thought everyone got that they were kink stuff, and he's like, well, yeah, of course, and he's like, oh, I'm glad people like my kink
Yeah.
drawings, and then he releases the BDSM one, and everyone freaks out and goes, what's wrong?
I feel like I haven't emphasized this hard enough because like, not everything was like kink kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This was really, really high quality edits. Like I'm talking like definitely like dozens of hours going into certain animations.
gosh.
He would do these crossovers with Marvel a lot of the times where Elsa would be piloting the Hulkbuster or whatever. And doing all sorts of things.
Like very. I like to imagine like there's someone like really specifically like getting off to that like like fucking like fuck I can't jerk off to anything else besides Princess Elsa in the Hulkbuster.
Oh, finally,
Oh
someone's
my
doing it.
God.
Oh,
Oh, and then she
oh
hits
fuck. The Hulkbuster!
Oh, finally, the
And then she eats the,
Even though the Hulkbuster
shawarma
mask
after.
is clean.
Fuck yeah.
The shawarma?
The
Is that what it
shawarma.
is?
Well, you remember in the first Avengers movie, they all get shawarma after.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
and Captain America is hiding his face because he was recording a Snowpiercer at the time. Just a little movie trivia.
Just a little fun.
You know, that's a
movie trivia.
piece of movie trivia that our readers would love to know.
Liam despises Marvel.
Says who?
Says you. You said that you.
I never once said I despise
Every day
Marvel.
you wake up and you text me.
I'm not talking about the comics,
I
but like the
hate
movies.
Marvel.
Like you
I
said
never.
that you-
I've never once said I despise.
Hey,
I just,
Marvel
I
stands.
just haven't seen any of them.
Marvel
There might
stands
be
to
a one
tackle
we-
him on Twitter. He doesn't
No,
stop.
not
Tag
my
him.
Twitter. Please follow me on Twitter. I don't even know what anyone Twitter is.
Constable.
Constable
Avengers.
Frozen. I mean,
Hulkbuster.
Hulkbuster Existentium.
Elsa plus Juice World.
I know you
Oh, there's
wanna see the Hulkbuster.
Hulkbuster.
Let it
Hulkbuster.
Hulkbuster. Elsa's in the Hulkbuster.
When you want to see Elsa in the
Hulkbuster.
Hulkbuster, who are you gonna call?
Hulkbuster. That's actually pretty close considering the movie is a scene where Dan Aykroyd sucked off by a ghost.
Yeah,
I-
and he goes
it's
cross-eyed. He goes,
And he goes, oh, that's so good.
Oh, I mean-
Crazy.
I don't know how that scene got in that freaking movie.
What is it called? Ectoplasm? Ectoplasm?
Remember that?
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
that
yeah,
one?
the
Remember
green
that one scene where Egon is like, "Yes, this. Do you see this Twinkie? Imagine this Twinkie 50 feet big, and all that data is full of Elsa in the Hulkbuster porn."
I can only
Wasn't
imagine
there
that.
supposed to be like a Ghostbusters reboot? Like, not the female one.
Welcome back to
Not the one where it was all women. The one like,
Afterlife.
The Afterlife. What the hell happened to that? Did that ever
Finn
release?
Wolfhard.
Oh, Finn Wolfhard.
Did that ever release?
It's not out yet. It's coming out soon. It kept getting delayed.
You know, I
That's
had
been delayed for like 3 years.
This might be a little bit of a non sequitur, so stop me if it gets too crazy. It's
Yeah.
not even that crazy.
Still have the Hulkbuster.
Well, no, it's
So
actually,
what
I had
if Elsa?
I had a dream one night,
Had a
very,
what's it?
very recently, where I went to go, like I went to go to Finn Wolfhard's house, but it was like his house, and he clearly didn't want me to be there. Like, it was like, I was like, because I think I showed up with like some other famous person, but then they left, and so I was just like this guy, and like he was bringing in groceries at the time, and he was like, hey, and I was like, oh, hey, how's it going? And like his mom was like, hi. And I got, like, clearly nobody at Finn Wolfhard's house wanted me to be there, so
Yeah.
I just was like, okay, I'm gonna go. And they're like, okay, bye. And that's the time I met Finn
So you
Wolfhard.
just have like a very innate fear. The first time you're gonna see Finn Wolfhard, you're gonna let him down so
I'm just
hard.
gonna be a burden.
You're
on
a
him.
burden on Finn
Complete
Wolfhard's
burden.
life.
You're gonna
So-
be one of those people who goes to like the meet and greets and hugs him just a little too long.
A little bit too hard. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little bit too long.
How long is too long of a meet and greet hug?
6 seconds.
6 seconds is a little long. I think it's
6
No,
seconds is already
wait.
kind of
it's I would say, you know,
Honestly,
everybody come here, Declan.
Okay, we got all right. We can hug.
We can
we're
hug
gonna
it
hug.
out.
I think
maybe
most
rest.
hugs longer than like 2 seconds is like, okay, what's
Yeah,
going
it's
on?
kind of like whoa.
Because no, that's
Because even
the
the 2-second hug, it usually is followed with like a little squeeze.
yeah,
You
but
know?
then it's that like feeling of like there's one person has the natural release, but then you don't feel the other person release, so now you're like,
Yeah. Yeah, you get pulled
Then
back
you go
in.
back into it. I feel like they gotta be quick. I don't think I've ever been like a hug that's like longer than 3 seconds, unless it's like
Oh, it's like a meaningful hug.
unless I came back from war and my dog's excited to see me.
Oh yeah, that's right. Dylan went. Declan, that's why we were gone for 11 months. Declan went to war.
Yeah, that's it.
And he came back and he hugged all of us for
I
6
tried to
6
think-
seconds each. He had a timer going. He had his time.
I was like, you know, you don't have long hugs unless it's like two people that see each other a long time. You know, like a soldier and the dog that remembers him.
Dylan, those are the only 2 people Declan can imagine being away from each other for very long.
Like, no, I haven't seen you for a month, but this hug's only 2 seconds. Oh, but Sparky!
Declan's never been out of contact with someone for more than like 2 months at a
2
time.
months at a time, unless it's my dog and I went to war.
Beautiful.
All right.
Well, that was
Did you get
Constable
visitors
Frozen.
during the war?
Poor Fido. Visitors? Yeah, it was the enemy soldiers.
Oh my god.
Too many visitors.
I know we're under siege.
We
but
want- we didn't
let's
want
bring in
visitors.
Declan's mom.
Alright, hey guys. I got
Beautiful.
okay.
I'd
Alright.
love to hear
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna start this guy off by playing you a song, and I'm sure you're all gonna recognize it. Alright, you probably don't know the name of it, but you'll be able to recognize it.
hurricane.
I know this song.
Yeah,
Definitely heard it, yeah.
you've heard this sample, right? It just starts over. It plays like this forever.
Okay.
Do you know where it's from? Do you have any reason?
It sounds
to
like
know?
some sort of commercial. or
I'm thinking
something.
movie.
No. Is it a Kanye West song?
No, it's called.
Oh!
It's they're the three. It's called Orchestra String 08.
Okay.
And it was a sample from GarageBand way back when it first came out.
That's
Oh.
And this sample has like pervaded thousands of pieces of content. And
Wow.
like you've heard it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it is. And if you look, I remember I was like I've heard it so many times, and I found it online. And I went to the comment section of this video where they play this.
Yeah.
And the comment section is just people documenting every place it's ever been
Wow.
used.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah,
I
so
like that.
it's like 350 comments, and it's everyone like, who's here from this? Who's here from that? And the biggest one, right at the bat, and I'm sure you guys probably know this, is just Bo Burnham's rant. See
That's
that
what I
song?
was
All
trying to
seats
say.
in Sunday masses, like where he rants
Yeah,
about church.
yeah.
It's Bo Burnham's song, and he rants
The
to the
anti-pope
song.
one. I listened to that one the last week.
Which is
I
that
know.
one? Which special is that?
It's not in a special.
Oh,
it's
is it
one
just
that he
like-
made. It's
okay.
one they
Do you know that
wrote
Kanye West, they're actually the same person, so I was right.
Oh,
I said
Kanye West
that.
and Bo Burnham, the same
They're
person.
the same guy.
Yeah,
Well-
it's just Kanye West doing whiteface.
Then the next two biggest ones are Lupe Fiasco, used in Prisoner 1 and 2, and then Fort Minor, used in Believe Me, which are these two rap songs released at the same time around this one area. It's also been in, like, Ed's World videos, a lot of Japanese commercials,
Uh-huh.
a lot of also just, like, Japan got really into this
Yeah.
for, like, a while.
See,
It's in, like,
those are
weird
commercials,
anime
yeah.
stuff.
We should-
It's used in like, a lot of these are these, I kept looking at this, I've gone through this thing because I want to make a video on how many people talk about this freaking thing. There's all these, Latin American. It's like, no, I think it's from Mexico. This one song, everything kept saying like this song. I looked it up, and it's this rap in Spanish about masturbating, and it's to this thing. Like in it, the list goes on, and you can get like it's literally dozens of language in this comment section, all being like, I found it from here, I found it there.
That's crazy.
And you've gone on and on, and I'm like, the whole world got so obsessed with this one sample,
yeah.
like 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And now, like, no one talks about it anymore. It's like been overdone. But like, there was a period of time where someone released this thing. This one guy wrote it probably for Apple offhand, not even expecting it to be a big thing, and then everyone got obsessed with it.
Uh-huh.
And it's so
Yeah.
strange to me.
And it was made through GarageBand,
Yeah.
right?
Through GarageBand.
Or GarageBand itself made it. GarageBand became sentient and made that song.
And made that song being like, this is how it'll take over.
You know, because music, because you have to be sentient to make music.
Yeah. Wait, what's that mean?
Yeah, you know.
Why did you say that?
That
To
was
me like it was a
very-
threat.
Yeah, you know. You have to be sentient to make
Yeah,
music.
you sentient to make music.
It's
You
filled
hear
with-
that?
filled with
Hans
assets.
Zimmer. I
Hans
don't fucking know.
You Hans Zimmer thinking the music.
Hans Zimmer is the only other person that listens to this podcast.
Hans Zimmer would listen to a clock tick and be like, "Oh yeah, this is the best."
Dun, dun.
I just can imagine like you got like a few interns. They're like, all right, you guys are just gonna write because it's obviously a loop they use. Like, here's something you can make in GarageBand.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, that's a fucking
We
funky
should-
beat.
Editor's note: hide that somewhere in this podcast.
Like that beat.
put it in the beginning.
Oh,
Yeah.
Put it over
your
the intro.
Your intro.
Yeah.
That's way better. Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy shit, it's way better.
That hopefully will work, considering we already had a piece of music.
It's
going
fine.
Well,
Even if,
Gucci.
even if it's messy and it doesn't make sense, that's it. Okay, people are gonna watch this. The intro to this podcast is gonna be an absolute mess, and people are gonna be like,
Absolute
"Why
mess.
the hell is it like that?"
Yeah.
Until this moment of the
This moment
podcast.
when
Because
realize.
when you hear something uncomfortable, you wait to find out
You
why
go,
you don't.
well,
like
I better listen to 40 more minutes of this to figure out what's going on.
Just in case it gets good.
It is a gift to Cloudy, if anything at all.
Cloudy, this one's for you.
This one's
Just
for
like
you.
just like this whole
Particular.
podcast.
This whole podcast is for
Honestly,
Because clearly it's not for anyone else.
Give it to everyone. That's
Give
it.
it. Give it to the people.
Give it to the Pope.
Child abuse.
Yeah.
Evil. Yeah.
No one knows that bit.
Lupe
Oh,
Fiasco.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everyone in that bit. I know, but they don't know enough about it. Like, people listen to this.
Vespucci.
Child abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look up the SNL Pope ripping thing and you'll get that bit.
Yeah, just look up SNL Pope
Pope
Rip.
rip. Pope rip.
Pope Ripple
It's funny because that will unironically probably get you
It
the
will
right video.
absolutely get you the right video.
Okay,
Oh my
well,
gosh.
if no one else is chomping at the bit,
Yeah.
I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
My topic is a
Oh,
subreddit.
he's chopping at the bit, like a bit in a skit.
Hey, wait, can you cut this part out? Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, shut the fuck up.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Okay, and
Liam abuse. Yeah.
Yeah. Liam abuse.
Liam abuse. Yeah. Subreddit is a subreddit that is colloquially referred to as A858. Now, that's only a shorter name of the subreddit. The official name of the subreddit is A858DE45F56D9BC9.
Oh wait, I know this.
So in this subreddit, it looks like an app. There's only one person that posts in this subreddit. It's only the moderator that's posting this subreddit. His username has since been deleted, but if I remember correctly, his username was just a random series or quote unquote random series of numbers. But every post, there are like I'm scrolling through now. There are a lot of posts. The first post was posted about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And it is this post is entitled 201412140132, and it is a wall of text that's just random numbers.
Holy crap.
And at first people don't there's no comments for like a long time. But then people like start, because some people like they think it's just like someone like at MIT doing like a coding project, or like some like website testing like encryption things. But then there are some people that like really try to like look at the code and see it, because as it goes on, it gets like there's more like formatting to it. Like it gets cleaner, because before when it first started, it's just sort of this dump of random text. As it goes on, they're like column, they're segmented, they're all caps, they're like in clean, neat lines, and so people start to think like, oh, maybe there's something to it. People are like trying to crack the code, and there are all these people who like post like, this is in like hexadecimal form, and here are my like 5 theories on it. But there's actually one of them that they cracked, and again. We decided to record this podcast not very long ago, so I'm not an absolute master of the subject.
Yeah,
but
sure.
One of the things that one of this post, the post titled 201410210620 that has since been deleted. It actually was solved. Someone was able to, do whatever sort of thing, and they kind of figured out a cipher that cracked it. And the message that they got was new eyes among you. New eyes among us, more like. Sorry. New eyes among you. No answers among you. Still weak among you. Tool among you.
Oh, gosh.
And that, again, and there's others. There's one, people post and they try to figure it out, but I think I love I kind of just love this idea, and they're actually still doing it.
Yeah.
The most recent post was about 20 days ago.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay, so this is a new one.
So yeah, people like a new string of codes. So and it's been like there was like a long gap in between like these posts, and so like they're just like There was like a new sequence that started like 30 days ago. So like 30 days, or like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
There was like a whole new string of them. And
shit, because I remember hearing about something like this where like the guy came out and said I'm not making it anymore.
Yeah.
But I feel like this one's either it's a new one or the guy
came back. He's got something else to say.
How many posts had it been? Like the one that was cracked. What?
Yes.
Like
from the bottom.
like from the bottom. What number was it?
Let me
like 6, 2.
Let me check.
Because it feels like that's like a message to the people trying to crack it.
It's hard to find because it's since been deleted.
God,
the post itself is deleted, so there's no text.
If you do this game, why wouldn't you be proud of it? That annoys me.
What?
That you would go back on it. Like, you put out something cool there, and then don't take pride in it. Like, okay, we get a lot of ideas for projects. We get the motivation for it, and then after a little bit, the motivation dwindles, unless if we keep acting on it.
Yeah.
But that's like he came up with his own code for speaking, and then was like, you know what, I got other shit to do. Like, no, that doesn't...
That he left for a little bit?
I thought the implication is that he deleted it because it was solved.
Oh, that's what I think. I think it means they solved it, and so he deleted it, so now there's no trace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we have the message.
Also, if he came forward and said, "Well, this is what it was supposed to be,"
No,
that would kind
that
of
would
defeat
suck.
the whole point.
Yeah.
So this actually posted from 6 years ago. So they cracked it like almost near the beginning.
Yeah.
And someone says here.
He had to been the first one to say like, "Hey guys, there's this subreddit."
Yeah.
Because it's such a
Yeah.
specific.
Well,
string of
because,
numbers.
so they kind of gets into that in this like kind of explanation of that passage. It was like, if this was intended, New Eyes Among You would most probably relate to the visitors from Ask Reddit. So probably there was like someone posted about it on Ask Reddit, and then there was an influx of people trying to like solve it.
Yeah.
No answers means that nobody has solved it yet. We also have Still Weak Among You and Tool Among You. Still Weak Among You could refer to us not working much as a team in the past. Tool Among You may be saying that we already have the tools we need to solve. We just need to figure out what they are.
That makes sense.
But basically, this kind of. But I just like. I would love nothing more if people dedicated all this time to like solving this like ARG and cracking codes, and they like found codes, and it turns out it was actually just some fucking like dump, like some guy just made, like was trying to like make like a bot, and he just like dumped all this fucking like.
He was like, I don't care.
And he comes back to him, people like commenting like, "Oh, I cracked the code. I know what it is," and he's like, "What the?"
He's
fuck?
like, oh shit, I wasted
shit.
all these people's time.
And he like accidentally makes one that's like, "I am your guy."
The end of the world is in 3
The end of the
weeks.
world is in
Or
5 days.
it's like they finally crack one of them. It's like poop butt fart, poop butt fart,
Poop, butt, fart.
And the guy's
Fart,
like,
poop.
maybe we shouldn't keep cracking these. Because that's like,
No, the poop butt could be related to the influx of people from the subreddit.
here's my thing. I gotta know, because like the people who try and crack these things, I don't know how you can even start to crack a code like
Right?
that.
Yeah.
My thing is, if you go all that effort, like, and if it is something like poop butt fart, are you more just excited that you cracked it, or are you more like,
See, that's it. It's almost like,
Or
are
do you
you
want the message?
Are you really you're right, because because I mean I showed you listener, you can look at home, but it's like literally like a wall of text.
Yeah.
wall?
Like a huge wall of random garbled nonsense. And so it's like, is it actually they're actually finding messages in it, or is it just they put in a random cipher and because there are so many letters, they just so happen to find a message
Yeah.
that they
Oh
could
my
put
gosh.
together.
I was thinking
So
infinite
crazy.
monkeys, infinite
Right,
typewriters.
exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
again, and he's got like lots and lots and lots of these posts. So it's like, it just so happens that one of these accidentally spells out, this is an ARG.
The
No,
concept
that-
of code breaking in itself is absolutely nuts to me, because I don't know, these guys have seen, like, do you remember that code I made, like with the circles and the lines and stuff?
yeah.
And it
That's
was
unbreakable.
made completely from scratch without like any. Like, I had a cipher that I made myself, but it didn't reference anything else. I don't know how code breakers exist.
Yeah.
You know, like, starting from such an alien point.
Isn't the point of like encryption? It's impossible to break encryption without
Yeah.
a key.
Yeah.
So like when someone does something kind of similar to encryption, how does someone even just look at that and go like, I bet if we ran this through hexadecimal, then binary,
Yeah, right.
then this, and then also use like a new thing and did this, I can find a message. Like I don't know how someone.
It's just like people. It's also one of a lot of like the comments. The top post, because so the subreddit I read that off was r/solving A858.
Yeah.
And the top post is from 7 years ago, which is funny because that seems to predate the original post on AA58.
Yeah.
But the top post is, I straight up figured this shit out. He says, okay, I'm really high, but hear me out. There are two modern, and he's just like, this straight up looks like DNA, he like goes on this weird, like, it looks like DNA strands, and like whatever. And the top comment is, go outside. Because it's just like the amount of effort that must go into, like, people are like, oh, I have to figure out. But it's interesting. I love all these, like, you know what? I feel like this is a completely unrelated tangent that I'm just gonna hop onto now.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Give a shit,
understand.
'cause
Sure,
this is
it's
my
very-
podcast.
Go for it.
Remember fucking r/the button?
Yeah, dude, I love the button.
That was
I think
crazy.
about that shit all the
Do you remember r/the button?
Wasn't
I
that
don't
the group
remember
things or something?
Basically, r/the button was this
time for a
subreddit
minute, yeah.
where there was like a big button at the top, and if you, it basically, I think the top, it started at like 60 and it counted down to 0. But anytime someone clicked the button, it restarted.
Anyone in the world who clicked the button.
But you could each user could only click the button one time, and
That's
if you click the
wonderful.
button, you got a different flare. And so people were like segregated by like what flare
color
they had, like
because
what
if
color.
you pressed it in like 50 to 60, you were red. Like,
You're
40
right,
to
and
50
you're like
was
everyone
orange,
looks out like they're
and
like holy shit, they're in the red. But like
Yeah.
it's this kind of like collective bargaining thing where it's like, are people really? Because everyone wants the cool flare.
They're
Everyone
like
wants like
the-
the
for waiting
rare
longer?
flare
Like
because
the
they wait
1
longer, and so they
second.
click. Someone's always gonna click it. Like it's
everyone's like, when will it get to 0? It was an April Fool's thing that they did on Reddit. and it lasted till July.
Yeah.
April to July, the thing never ran out of time.
That's
Someone
crazy.
was always pushing the button, and I think it took an entire month for it even to get past the first 50 seconds.
Yeah.
Like
That's
everyone was
crazy.
getting red. No one even realized there were extra colors until like a month later.
Yeah.
It's like why?
I feel like there are not. Well, there are a few like that. I wish there. I love those like experiments or like those weird
Yeah.
like what is it? The one Place.
Place, yeah,
awesome.
I love
Place
that.
is
That
great.
was
That was the best one by far.
that was really cool.
What was the last one? Was like just a bunch of it was matching. It was like trying to guess which of like 3 choices that the people would choose the least, like everybody else.
Yeah,
and
and then
if you,
keep going.
yeah, and if you chose the one that was chosen the least by everybody else, like over the other 3 choices, then you would like get points for something.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I think it's interesting that like whenever you do kind of like a study like that, you always have to account for there are always going to be people who just do it who go in with it
True.
attempting to try to fuck the whole thing up.
Screw everyone over.
But that's part of it.
I'm
That's
surprised there
part
wasn't
of the
like a
experiment.
bot that was like instructed to click the button every 60 seconds.
Yeah. Well, that's it too, because I think it's like, in a way, it's almost paradoxical. The more like tight knit the community gets, and the more collective they get, where they're like, okay, we're gonna do this thing together. The more incentive there is to fuck with them.
Yeah.
The more people are gonna give a shit when you fuck it up. Because then they're like, everyone's like, no, we're gonna.
So
do
they
this
just want to see the
together."
world burn.
Right.
And like,
And that's
yeah,
like
yeah.
or like the R's just the button. It's like now when everyone like let's imagine everyone got to like, all right, no one's gonna push the button. We're finally gonna let it go. Being that one fucking kid who's like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna
press
push
the
it too.
I have the opportunity to do the funniest thing in the
I
world
know.
right now.
But he can only
fucking
press it once. is
Yeah.
the thing.
That's,
That's-
like, when you
it's-
said the bot
have
that
to-
presses it every minute, that confused me because I'm like, how
Yeah.
many is it?
Yeah.
See, that's
Well,
the
but
button.
you
logging
could.
it out.
I mean, with Place, they would just create many bots that would like
Yeah.
spam.
Yeah, that's it. You have to be very patient. As a troll, you have to be very, very patient. Because, see, what happened to me, I got stuck with a really high. I think I got stuck with like a red flare because it got down to like 30 or like 20, and I was gonna push it, and as my finger was going, it reset, and so I clicked it at like 59. And I got like a fucking red thing.
It
I was
sucked.
like,
I know what you're
fuck
talking about.
me.
When I was like,
And I remember every time I posted, everyone would be like, "Fuck you," and like no one would listen to me. Like, you filthy fucking red flare.
Red boy. That's hilarious.
It's
That's
so
true.
fucking class
I
system.
wish that I had participated in that.
We needed
Me too.
r/the button Marxism.
What
Dude, those
happened
were
when the
they
button
had
went
a
down?
religion of the abstainers. They're like, we will not push the
We
button.
will
Like,
not
they-
push.
Liam, what
Um,
happened when the button went all the way down?
I think it was
It
just
just
like
stopped.
it was just like thank you.
It literally
Yeah.
Thank you
stopped.
for doing it.
Everyone was like, what's gonna happen? Nothing
Yeah.
happened.
It would have been funny if like the person with the lowest like time
Mhm.
essentially had
Gets
gotten
kissed.
something.
Kissed.
Oh, you get Reddit gold.
You
get
get
the lowest
thanks
time.
to the gold kite
Do
stranger.
you guys remember the orange versus purple war on that? Like, that was the first one they ever did. Before I was even in high school, when Reddit first started out on April
No.
1st, they gave every account a random team, blue,
Oh.
purple, or orange, and then you got to upvote orange posts or purple votes, and the team that had the most upvotes at the end of the day won, and they like announced it.
Yeah.
So like, I forget who won, but like I think maybe even oranges, but like everyone's just downvoting each other's votes.
See, I miss.
That's
I
hilarious.
love that's like Reddit is kind of like. I feel like I don't use Reddit a lot. I think I
don't
use,
either.
like I log on to Reddit sometimes when I'm bored, but I don't
Yeah.
spend a lot of
I
time on
poop
Reddit.
a lot,
Yeah.
and that's basically the best app
I-
I work with.
Yeah.
But like
Almost,
I would use Reddit so much more if there were like all these little like novelty events or like
Yeah, I
novelty
love
little
those
like
things.
experiments.
They're
I
adding
love
costumes now, and you know, having a time.
Costumes.
Yeah.
What are your
What does that
posts gonna
mean?
have like
Can I
a
be John
Batman
Wick?
head on it
So-
or
so
something?
John Wick.
No, I mean, honestly, think about it. Like, right? So I have no intention of giving Reddit money and buying a costume for an avatar. But if it
I
was
don't
like,
believe you.
if you participate, okay, I've bought stupid shit all the time in the past. but
Yeah,
I-
we'd see all the
Your
stupid
pee-pee
shit
is
Right
like
now,
you're sitting amongst
I brought to the
fucking
Lithuanian
peepees.
jungle my entire collection of bullshit.
You should do Alright, we're gonna hold on. PP should be
PP 's
the next
next.
topic.
PP 's-
Yeah.
I didn't think
The
about that.
audience, just keep PP in your mind.
Yeah,
Keep-
keep
Don't look it up.
Where are the people? I was trying to point at them.
Right in that drawer down there.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
right
point
there.
at him.
Oh yeah, they're protected. They're not out in the
I-
wild.
I-
Bring
them
us,
out
bring
for
us. Wait,
Sunday.
let me get a picture of. Wait, Jimmy, point real quick.
But-
Yeah, perfect.
That'll go in the episode. You'll see. It.
Are we ready to vote?
I think we are.
Oh yeah, there's a voting.
Yeah.
I know, dude. It's been so long.
Bro,
Holy
there's
shit,
voting.
this is
That-
like a
that
whole
was-
all right.
thing.
Let's do a recap.
Yeah.
Starting with Declan.
Yeah, mine was Orchestra Strings 8, the sample everyone's used since the dawn time when it came out.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say mine was Champagne Taste. We didn't watch it, and none of us listened to it, so I think we should wait until after this episode and then watch it.
Yeah, we should
Vote
watch
anyways,
it. It is
but
pretty
we
good.
should watch it after.
Mine was Constable Frozen and the Origin of Horny on Main.
And I was A858.
All right.
In
all
other
right, so
subreddits.
I feel like, should we start putting in like ballots almost? Because I feel like whoever votes first has so much
Has a
influence.
lot of power.
Because that's
Alright.
it tips the
All right,
It always
this
does.
is an entirely visual thing. We'll do it on audio. We go 3, 2, 1, and we'll point.
Wait, no. How about this? How about
Good
this?
point.
Actually, everybody. All right. Liam is like 1. Dylan's 2, 3, and 4. Right. And
Okay.
we put our
Oh.
like our fingers. Like if you're
Show
voting
them at
for
the
me,
same
you do
time.
4.
Okay.
And then we show them all at the same
All right.
time.
I got my vote
Wait,
ready.
wait, wait, wait,
Alright.
wait, 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 wait.
All right. So Liam's
Okay.
1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4. All right.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Oh!
Yo!
Okay, so
Yo!
Jimmy voted for me. Declan voted for me. Dylan voted for Jimmy, and I voted for Declan.
Yo,
which means
I was the
that
fucking
I
swing vote.
Hey.
I was
won.
ready.
Yes,
I was
you
like, I'm so close to voting for Jimmy.
Wait,
and then I was
you
like,
were
I'm ready
3.
to go for you.
This was
I
a
won,
small
yeah.
quality of
What?
life
I won, I was
change that
gonna vote
just
for
made
this. I was gonna
everything
vote for
so
him.
Oh,
much
but
I
better.
did.
you raised 3, didn't you?
No, I raised
And
1.
Oh,
And
who
as-
raised 3?
I raised 3.
Oh,
I did
I was
4.
completely confused. Yeah.
And as we all know, the winner of the Buried podcast gets Reddit gold. So
That's
thank you-
true.
TY for the gold.
Hey, thanks,
Stranger.
kind stranger.
Thank you
Oh,
for the
boy.
gold, kind stranger.
Edit. Thank you.
Edit.
Oh my
That was
gosh,
beautiful.
this really
Let's wrap
blew
up.
up.
We
All
gotta
right,
go back.
all
We
right,
gotta
Declan, can
video.
we have the outro?
Oh yeah. Where's the fucking outro? All right, everyone have a good night. What is it?
Bro, I
Go to
completely
email
forgot
us at
that
Buried
Declan-
Oh yeah, all right. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for listening to Buried Podcast. Email us at buriedpodcast@gmail.com. Listen to my town podcast. Don't tell them I said that. And then
It's
we
like
have
watching
websites.
those- it's
Buried.
like watching-
We have the buriedpodcast.com. Buriedpodcast.com is also great. And as always, I'm Declan Grogan.
I'm Dylan, the kid.
I'm watching Vore.
And I'm stinky.
Are we
And
supposed
that's
to do anything
it.
else?
No, that's it. Oh man, I forgot how much I love doing
That was so
this,
much
man.
fun.
It's a good time.